Hi Aquarius, welcome to your Modern Maven Tarot Extended Monthly Tarot for December 2023. Now, while I was meditating on the cards, I did notice a lot of liberation and maybe not really realizing until Aquarius season that all of the things that you've been going through, all of this emotional evolution, our evolution with how we communicate to others, right? How we show up with relationships is leading you somewhere. And so while you might not have known why these lessons were around, I really think by Aquarius season, you're really gonna be able to connect the dots, okay? And this emotional evolution is taking you somewhere where there's going to be a lot of rapid success. And the success, it can be careers, it can be relationships. Take it how it resonates. But there's something here where you're going to start noticing, like there's going to be those synchronicities of like, okay, that's why that happened. And I love it because your astrology is really indicating there's a strong emphasis on how things are still, growing, okay, maturing. And so this is why I think too, all of this talk, especially since summer, about accepting differences of opinions, has been so important, because you're going to be given opportunities where your Aquarian thoughts, your Aquarian viewpoint is going to have some attention. Okay, as we're entering the Aquarian age, right? And so when we can do our shadow work and see, the reasons, like if we possibly dismiss other people's views, is because our views were dismissed as children, because as Aquarians, you might not have been understood. I'm a Pisces. I totally get that. So really understanding when we can, rein our shadow in and not be defensive, not be dismissive, you're going to have a wider audience when it comes to sharing your Aquarian views. And you're going to have a lot of people listening, right? So it's almost as if this emotional evolution is setting you up to really be a leader in a sense, okay? So what I find too, like that I love, like especially if you're in some sort of area of like public speaking or performing, you really want to shine, okay? And so anything that has, from the past, again, your inner child, anything that told your inner child, like you have to tone it down, or that's too crazy, the magic isn't real type of stuff, like that's the stuff that we really want to heal, so that we can really show up for ourselves when it comes to Aquarius season. Because once we get to Aquarius season, like, hello, it's going to really take off, okay? So a really big thing to remember is we do have Mercury retrograde this month, okay? So let's talk a little bit about the astrology and how you can utilize it. Also, too, highly recommend Pam Gregory, Donna Stellhorn, Heather Ensworth. I love their channels. If you want a week-to-week astrology forecast, Stillwater Alchemy, by far one of my favorite channels. They do a wonderful astrology forecast for every week, okay? And then they have great new moon and full moon workshops as well. And this new moon and full moon in December is going to be very important, okay? But yeah, there's something liberating here where you're going to get to express yourself exactly how you want without inhibitions, okay? Going back to the differences of opinions, that was super important at the end of the November, right? Like for the collective, that was the theme of that Gemini full moon, was accepting differences of opinions in order to move forward, okay? So if you were challenged with that, do keep in mind, like any triggers, like any themes that popped up around that time, because you might see a reappearance of that during December, okay? So December 6th, we have Neptune turning direct in Pisces, which is going to give us a little bit of an easier time, like keeping the faith and having trust that things are going to work out, okay? It's like it's been a roller coaster, hasn't it? December 12th, we have the new moon in Sagittarius, and this is giving us new perspectives, all right? So this, I think, is going to be especially important for you, Aquarius, because when we want to accept other people's views, differences of opinions, it's important to see different perspectives, isn't it? Now, we are in Sagittarius season, which is generally a time where we want to move forward and be creative and, seize the day, if you will. But we do have Mercury retrograde starting on December 13th. So while this new moon might like spark some, creativity, we want to be mindful that the retrograde is a time to slow down, to reevaluate, reassess, okay? And this Mercury, obviously ruler of communication. So, and it's in Capricorn, all right? So it's gonna be pretty heavy. But if we can actually take this time with this new perspective and do some like creative writing, journaling, some innovative new, planning, okay, something very Aquarian, I think that would be how you would want to possibly utilize your energy, okay? So if you are wanting to implement something and then like, it slows down a bit, instead of getting frustrated, go within, okay? Really utilize this Mercury retrograde and go within. December 21st, we have Capricorn season starting. So you might slowly get that momentum of actually putting this stuff out into the 3D world, which is lovely. Now, I think what's most important for the collective is December 26th, we have full moon in Cancer, which is emotional closure and optimistic endings to sensitive matters, okay? So this could be legal matters. It could be the end of a relationship, end of a certain career path, take it how it resonates, but there's some closure coming in here that's going to be extremely cleansing, okay? And because we also have on December 26th, we have Chiron and Aries, which is healing insecurities. Now, again, Aquarius, your air, Mercury communication, heading into the Aquarian age next, I really believe that these insecurities are going to be so cathartic for you especially, okay? So take this time to give gratitude as well for these things cleansing, clearing, and a reminder, like the more shadow work we do, the more that we're going to feel that liberation. All right. And then at the end of the month, we have Jupiter direct in Taurus. All right. And so when it comes to things that we've been wanting to expand, right, Jupiter's been in retrograde. All right. So things maybe have been not expanding as much as we want. If it's your career, like you want your finances to expand and you start new projects and the money's not there or the recognition's not there, right? When it turns direct, that's when we start to see those things in the 3D world, okay? And so it's very important not to revert back in fear to old patterns, old habits, old relationships, old jobs. For you specifically, old ways of communicating with others. Okay, it's very important to accept differences of opinions and to recognize when we reject or dismiss that it comes from within, because that happened to us, right? It's that idea, hurt people hurt other people. But either way, just remember, collectively, December is all about emotional evolution for all of us, okay? So see that liberation coming in. I'm personally like really excited. Well, there might be a lot of work to do in December. I think it's going to be very cathartic once Capricorn season comes, okay? So yeah, end of the month though, Taurus going direct. Remember, expansion coming into your 3D world. So it's very important that we stay aligned with where we're going and not where we've been, okay? All right, well, I think we should jump into this, okay? And a reminder too, thank you, Tarot, when it comes to the lovers, is all about enjoying the contrasts and differences in our relationships. And when we shift how we perceive our relationships, we shift our relationship with money, okay? Because remember, money is neutral, okay? Money gets the energy that we give to it. And when we heal our relationships and we enjoy that, we heal our relationship with money. Also, highly recommend the book You Are a Badass at Making Money by Jen Sincero. If you've never read it, highly recommend it, okay? All right, well, let's get into it. Let's see what we got for Aquarius for December 2023. Yeah, that emotional evolution too, it might unearth some past trauma or past hurts, if you will, right? So just bear with that energy though, because remember, like everything is taking you to where you're going, and you might not see it right now. But like I said, by Aquarius season, it's going to be like, oh, you know what I mean, when we do the work, okay? Awesome. Yeah, gratitude is going to be the attitude for December for sure. Awesome. All right, this is looking really good for you, Aquarius, okay? Overall energy for the month of December is the Nine of Cups. Now, the Nine of Cups is all about making sure that you give gratitude for what you have. This is ruled by Jupiter and Pisces. So when it comes to the energy of Jupiter, Jupiter is in Taurus, which is also like a loving, nurturing sign, okay? You have to focus on what you already have. Don't focus on so much on don't focus on where you're going in a sense of like, I don't have that yet. Okay. It's really like this indication of like, be here now, recognize why this is taking you somewhere, but don't get lost in the future. Okay. So stay focused and centered on what you have, enjoy the comforts of what you have. You know what I mean? Like this also is like that card. Okay. So I'm getting, you're going to be a teacher, if you will, in the Aquarian age, right? So like, it's like that book you bought and you never read. Like during Mercury retrograde, sitting down and reading that book, right? That's the kind of energy I'm getting from this, is like, focus on what you have. If there's like this paint by color, thing that you have that you never opened, use December, go and use it, right? Put on your favorite music and like do that. That's the kind of energy I'm getting right away from this card, okay? So gratitude is the attitude for December, okay? What you need more of is the High Priestess, which is all of that hidden knowledge that is deep within you, and a reminder, because you are like, this is a buildup, okay, to the Aquarian age. People are going to need your wisdom and your insights. And it's so funny because I'm going back to a couple months ago when you got that wisdom past life card, right? And we went through how in a past life or even your childhood, you have this connection to the 5D and people didn't see it, and so, you're dismissed and you're crazy, or that's not real life. You know what I mean? Like that's the kind of stuff that you have to get back in tune with it, okay? It's like, I just brought this up with another sign, but the movie Frozen 2, when Elsa dives into, the waters of the collective unconscious, right? And she discovers like the real hidden truths behind the dark secrets in Arendelle, like Arendelle's shadow, okay? And then she comes back up, right, with all of this knowledge, and she shares it, and she prevents something catastrophic type of thing. So we're seeing the Capricorn paradigm shadow right now, okay? So you can see it in that like parallel. And this knowledge, you have to go within and you got to dive deep, and it's there. And don't let your shadow fool you of like, oh, that's crazy. You can't share that with people. That's the type of stuff that I'm getting from this. You need to see below the surface more. You need to look inside for answers. And so I really think, like I said, during this Mercury retrograde, it would be a wonderful time if you're able to have some solitude and read up on things that you've been wanting to read up on. That is like really what the indication I'm getting. So Seven of Wands in this area is actually a positive, because the Seven of Wands in this area is indicating that this is a card for, asserting yourself with passion and having courage and standing up with integrity, right? Taking a stand for what you believe in. And this is the card that in this position says that like you got this in check, all right? Because again, when our shadow takes the lead, we can be brash and we can, like I said, be dismissive, be overly assertive. You know what I mean? And so this in this position says, you're grounded, you're centered, okay? And so like I said, having this with that knowledge, that wisdom from the, collective unconscious to share with your spirit, I mean, that's going to be, I'm really excited for you guys, okay? All right. Now, the Eight of Cups is in an area where you need actually less of this. This is ruled by Saturn in Pisces. So remember, Saturn turned direct in Pisces on November 4th. Okay. Our blocks, our fears, our challenges, where we build our resilience, where we find our strength. And This is also a card of like emotional transformation. It can be physical transformation too, but it's following a new path. Who else got this? I think Gemini might have gotten this message too, but like when something's not coming to fruition, sometimes we want to switch gears. Like, oh, let's put that behind it, you know, do something else, right? This is like, you're almost there, okay? Continue with this, all right? Stay on the path you're on. You're unlocking something. And so if you're not seeing it now, like I said, I think that Mercury retrograde time, if you can utilize it and go within, by the time we're at the end of the month with that Jupiter direct, that expansion is going to be huge. Okay, so now is not the time to follow a new path. You got to steer the course that you're on right now. All right, so the Knight of Swords is in an area of what you can change. Now, this is interesting because the Seven of Wands, you know, standing up for what you, asserting yourself with passion and integrity. And the Knight of Swords is standing up for what you believe in too. And like the idea of justice. And again, this is communication, but the Knights are also impulsive. It's kind of like that like teenager energy, right? Where you just want to say it because you believe it, okay? So this is pretty much telling me like we really just want to be mindful of how we're speaking. We don't want to be speaking from the shadow hurt of like, I wasn't heard before, so I'm going to assert myself aggressively, okay? So just be mindful of it, because I'm really getting, or if this is somebody that you're dealing with, you know what I mean? Like, how do you assert yourself without giving back that same energy to that person? Okay, so the Two of Coins is an area of what you need to accept. And so this is what I think is important, because you have to accept that you're going to have to do some juggling, right? This is the idea. Like, so if there is this passion project you're working on and you have a 9-to-5, you might have to just put in more work. You might have to, you know, get a little less sleep this month. But all of this is very important for getting to the Aquarius season, okay? So this, remember, when you know where you're going, it keeps it in perspective, okay? So ride the wave, all right? Just ride the wave, and you've got this. And it also, too, because of the Jupiter, right? Jupiter right here. I think that Jupiter direct is going to be really important. So again, if you're doing this multitasking, if you're doing, you know, having your side hustle while you're doing your 9-to-5, or, you know, you have this relationship where you're not paying as much attention because you have to put in extra hours for, you know, writing this book that you want to write. This is related to your finances. I do think this is related to you're trying to get something out to the world, and that's another thing too, like that patience you need, because again, Mercury retrograde, that is not a time to, you know, publish something, especially related to communication. This is also ruled by Jupiter in Capricorn specifically. So again, Capricorn season, like there's so much to the end of Capricorn season where things start to click, okay? I'm even getting, you know, you put out like a video course and there's no views, and then all of a sudden, like there's like this slow buildup, okay? So there's something there that you gotta accept that it's gonna take a lot of work, okay? Now, the end of the month, heading into the energy of the Strength card, I love, because Strength is ruled by Leo. It's also connected to self-discipline, courage, and gentle power, okay? And so reminder, you're going to have, going into the Aquarian age, a lot of people looking to you, a lot of people wanting your opinion, and seeing the Strength card with that is showing like you have control over your shadow. Like you're in the right energy to share with the world what you need to share, okay? Feeling your power through gentleness, okay? That's a healed shadow there. You don't have to use the, you know, Capricorn paradigm of like asserting with brute force and like rules for me and none for thee. You know what I mean? Like that has nothing to serve in the Aquarian age. So this is looking so great. All right, so let's get some past life energy. I think we want this past life energy, I think, related to the High Priestess, okay? So let's get some past life energy for Aquarius. Also, too, with this past life energy, If you're a parent, it can be your life before kids. If you're in a long-term relationship, your, you know, life before that relationship. It can be your childhood. It can be an actual past life. So definitely take it how it resonates, okay? All right. Oh, I love that it actually fell on the High Priestess. So how nice is that? Okay, this is just bonkers. All right. You're the third sign to get transportation. And there's something here, and this has been in a lot of astrology videos, so, you know, I'm going down just like a tiny rabbit hole here, but there's something with transportation and water, and like utilizing water for transportation. Okay, I'm going to read this to you, but I cannot believe you're the third sign to get this. And I feel in the Aquarian age, there's going to be a shift in resources and what we use to power transportation, okay? So by this point, I should have this memorized for how many times I've read this. Okay, let's see here. This card signifies that you had intense experiences involving transportation in prior lifetimes. This is especially true if you presently have phobias related to airplanes, cars, and so on. And these fears don't dissipate as a result of getting traditional counseling or hypnotherapy. In those cases, you likely suffered a traumatic past life event in some type of vehicle, which has caused you to lose trust in it. You may have been involved in the invention of a form of transportation or related technology, and that knowledge wants to serve you in this lifetime. Hello, hidden knowledge. This includes those who lived during the time of Atlantis, when transportation was fueled by solar and crystal power. Your life purpose may involve reawakening the knowledge of alternate modes of transportation, which could be environmentally beneficial to all our world at this time. Reawakening hidden knowledge. Okay, so I don't remember which three signs had transportation, but whatever they were, I'm almost getting this indication that there's people within those signs that like need to band together. You know what I mean? It's like one has the invention, one has like the PR, one has the funding. You know, I'm getting like the earth, wind, and fire and water working together to make this come to fruition. Like I just got Captain Planet in my head now too, Captain Planet with all the, okay. Anyways, yeah, this is big. There's something coming that's huge when it comes to transportation. The fact that 3 different signs have gotten this is just wild. Okay. But yeah, that hidden knowledge, I mean, if ever we could use some time to make a shift to the Aquarian age with transportation. All right, so let's get an empowering question for Aquarius here. Also, Aquarius, if you do like this video, please do like the video, comment if it resonates, share with other people you think it might resonate with, and please subscribe to Modern Maven Tarot so you do get notifications of when new videos do pop up. All right. Okay, empowering question for... There it is. Let's see here. Your empowering question is, if I didn't feel shame or fear, what would I do now? If I didn't feel shame or fear, what would I do now? I think there's something with your shadow that's been holding you back. Okay, and like I said, we've been living in a Capricorn paradigm, all right? It's natural for signs like Aquarius and Scorpio and Pisces to not feel accepted, right? And your shadow, it's shame, guilt, fear, embarrassment, you know, all those things that hold us back. And so there's something here again, and this is related to that inner knowledge. There's something that you can unlock. So really get excited. I mean, it's funny for me to say get excited for Mercury retrograde, but like I really think that if you can utilize it and go within, it's going to be a game changer. Okay, so let's get some crystal energy for you. All right, let's get some crystal energy to help Aquarius for the month of December 2023. All right, crystal energy for... Perfect. All right, you got pink tourmaline, which is the gift of love. I'm really gathering like right away, we need self-love. Okay, so if you can have some pink tourmaline, carry it with you, put it next to your bed, somewhere visible, even take a screenshot of this, you know what I mean? Like have it as your home screen on your phone, have some pink energy around you, healing energy, but the gift of love. I think too, like these gifts that you have, I mean, sharing knowledge is sharing love, you know? All right, let's get one clarifier to close this out. Thanks again, Aquarius. Like I said, I think this is, get ready for Aquarius season, because the reminder too for the collective, like November, any synchronicities where they're happening, like that's a hint of what's to come in 2024, and especially spring 2024. All right, so I'm excited. And like I said, I really think a lot, like especially for December, being specifically related to your career. Like so much of this is important to that expansion in your career, okay? But also, you know, you can take this all for like relationships and love too. Your clarifiers is the Knight of Swords and the Seven of Wands reversed. So Spirit really is wanting you to know you got to keep that shadow in check, all right? Because right now you have the Seven of Wands in the position of what you have the right amount of. If we are brash with our speaking, right, with our communication, we could really kind of revert back. Again, I think this is very specific too to the end of the month with that Jupiter direct. Do not revert back in fear, all right? That brashness and that crassness in speaking and communicating could come from a place of fear, right? So we want to keep this upright, don't we? All right, Aquarius, I hope you enjoyed this reading. Have a wonderful, hopefully like really inspiring and futuristic month of December.